checking, draining and refilling the gear oil on a SKODA FABIA 1.9 TDI Mark 1 2000 to 2007. Make sure the car's on flat level ground, handbrake on, run the engine to warm the oil a little bit, put my anti-Mildred's rug down, open the bonnet, I'll just reposition that. And if you get down here underneath the bumper on the left hand side, get yourself a light or a torch or something, after taking the under tray off of course, and you can see the gearbox. Here's the inspection and filler hole. And down here towards the back, here's the drain plug. And they're both the same size plugs, which are quite a large Allen key on this, which is I think 17mm. If you've never undone the plugs, they'll be quite tight, so it's worth putting some penetrating fluid on. Leave that for a while. Put something down to protect the driveway and get a receptacle that will take about 2 litres of oil. I'm using an old ice cream tub. Unlike me, make sure you wear protective gloves and eyewear and loosen off the plugs. If they're very tight, you might need an extension bar. You should be able to get to a stage where they're just thumb tight, and then you can just gently take them out. Take the inspection filler hole out first. No drips there. If you want, you can put your finger in at this stage, as long as your engine's not hot, just to gauge where the level is and see what the quality of the oil is like. I think the level's okay, although it's hard to tell, but the oil's nice and clean. Which I knew it would be because I have actually changed this, albeit a fair number of years ago. Right, I'm going to drain the oil. So make sure your receptacle's underneath the other plug and take the other plug out. Your oil might be quite black. Don't drop your plug in your bucket, keep the plug level as you take it out and then inspect the plug. Mine's a bit dark in colour, but importantly there's no metal pieces in there, or metal filings, which there often are due to some damage. If it's just general wear, it'll be just darker in colour like this one, which indicates that there's some small particles still in there, usually attracted to the plug, being magnetic at the bottom of the box, although this one doesn't look like it is. Right, I'll just clean that up. Ah, there's a bee about. I think I'll use a wire brush on the threads. Right, that's nice and clean now. Just do the other one. While I'm waiting for the oil to drip out, which will take some time. So you might as well go and make yourself a brew. Wait until it stops dripping. Replace the bottom plug. And tighten it up to the correct torque, which on these ones on the Mark 1 is set at 25 Newton meters. But I think on the Mark 2 it's 30 Newton meters. As long as it's tight but not over tight, and you should be fine. Here's the oil I've taken out. I've got no problems with this gearbox at the moment, and as you can see, it's quite clean. Slightly less viscous than the new oil that I've bought, and increasing the viscosity, or the thicker the oil is, the more difficult it'll be to change gear. And obviously changes with temperature, so with new oil you might just get that problem, but that should disappear once you've started using the car. On reflection, I think mine had issues for about 6 months, so that's something to bear in mind. I'm not saying that everybody's will be like that, that's just my experience with this car, especially if you've done about 120,000 kilometres. And I'm going to measure the oil to see what capacity is that's in there, and I got out 1.6 to 1.7 litres. There's different methods of filling the gearbox up when it's in the car. You can use a squeezy bottle or a pump syringe type of device, which will push the oil in from below. But I've always used the simple method of a pipe and a funnel and used gravity from the top. My method uses a bit of garden hose, approximately 700 millimeters long, and a small funnel bunged in the end. You can feed it in front of the battery box. Just down here, you can just about see light. And when it comes out the other end, just feed that into the filler hole. Now all you've got to do is fill the gearbox up with most of your 1.7 litres of oil. Use a good quality oil. I'll put the specification in the description, or I believe the manufacturers say the gearbox is filled for life. Whatever life means to them or to us. Sounds a bit subjective to me, and something only Uncle Bob knows about. But he's sleeping at the moment, so I won't disturb him. When you're nearing the end of the capacity, it's fine to put a little bit more in, as when you take your pipe out, it'll just pour out. Which is what you want to do, and then you want to leave it till it stops dripping. Into a container, that is. Once it's stopped dripping, put the plug back in and tighten it up. Get into your car, start it up, and then what I do is just go through the gears and leave them in each gear for a while. Once you've done that, turn the engine off. Let the oil settle again for a while. Go underneath the car, take the plug out and fill up to the correct level again. And refit the plug again. Tighten up to the correct torque. And the job's done. Happy motoring. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. It really helps out with the channel. And if you haven't already subscribed, consider subscribing. And I'll see you on the next video.